Okay, here we go. Podcast, A Day in Miami. Hello, Day in Miami family. Here we are with another great podcast. You may be seeing all these boxes. No, it's not that we're disorganized or anything like that.
We're not moving.
We're not moving. It's we have our brand new sponsor.
Yep.
What do we have, Ed?
One of the best companies, I think, in South Florida.
Yes, sir.
One of the ones that have the funnest shopping experience.
Which is
BrandsMart USA,
there you
baby.
go. There you go. And what do we have here? We have a little bit of everything.
We have a little bit of everything.
You know,
it's a
I
care
mean,
package.
now this is like, let's make a deal.
Yep.
I can give you the compact wireless. I can give you the Meta Quest. If you're looking back there, you can see the Segway. We can talk about prices later. But there's a whole bunch of stuff, but we just want to tell you, welcome, BrandsMart. Welcome, and thank you for this segment. And now we have the pleasure of presenting our president and CEO, well, let's just say,
Recently
elected and named president and CEO to the Coral Gables Chamber of Commerce. Am I correct?
That's it.
The one and only, a dear friend of mine. I have to disclose that he's a dear friend of mine, so I'm very biased. It's Jorge Arrizurieta. George, welcome to A Day in Miami, brother. And congratulations on your newly appointed, very well-deserved position.
Thank you.
I know we're filling some big shoes because, you know, it was
Mark Throwbridge.
Mark was there, and we lost Mark to cancer, and everybody knows how I feel about cancer with, of course, La Liga contra el Cáncer. But I think they got the right person, and they got the right person not only because of the persona you are, but hell. Could we go down George's credentials and bio? If you just go by this,
Some
I mean,
serious firepower here.
You know, I mean, we can't mention all this because this is just really showing off.
I think he can give us a small recap of present yourself and a little bit about your history.
Too much showing off here, George. Too much showing off. Go ahead, talk to us, Georgie.
My greatest credential is being your friend.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you.
I'll share that one with you.
I appreciate that.
So what else am I going to say after that?
No.
You can talk a little bit about George Bush, the president.
I mean, you know, listen. I've known of all his positions, all his success stories, but you know, mention it to our viewers because it's good to know your credentials and your background when you started all.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on.
100%.
I am incredibly honored to be invited and excited about it. I've been rehearsing all month long since I got the job. What if they asked me this question? What if they asked me that question? So I'm prepared. Anyway,
we're good people.
So in my career, to give you the very short version, on the governmental and political side, I've done just about everything you can do in the process except run for office.
Right.
And I've done it at the local, state level, federal level, and international level for the most part, but not limited to Latin America and the Caribbean. In the case of the international level, I was the U.S. Executive Director at the Inter-American Development Bank, El Banco Interamericano de Desarrollo, appointed by President Bush, W43. Getting my numbers mixed up lately. So it's too many 40s, right?
Too many 40s.
40s. 43.
We're blessed and we get to 50s.
Yeah.
43. Prior to that, I spent 12 phenomenal years of my life with Wayne Huizenga. I started initially at the Florida Marlins as a team's director of community relations. After that, I went straight to Huizenga Holdings right during the longest strike in baseball history, was 1995. Came back from my honeymoon, and they were still striking. Nothing changed. I was all stressed about, we're going to have a job. We're not going to I got a promotion out of it, which was phenomenal. So I moved to Huizenga Holdings, his holding company, a family office of all the different interests, which back then was the 3 sports teams and the 5 public companies, which were Alamo National, Republic Services, Auto Nation, Extended Stay America, Nation's Rent. I'm missing one. I forget the other one. But he not only did
garbage too.
Yeah, Republic Services.
Not
only did he do the 3 sports teams that nobody else has done it at one time, he did the 3 sports teams at the same time as the 5 public companies, which no one has been chairman of 5 public companies, New York Stock Exchange companies at the same time. He did both together.
Yeah,
so those are very formative years for me.
How many people remember that? That's what I love about this. You see, I mean, I don't want to stop you, but
it's good to be an old man and have intel.
No, but it's listen. That's important for all our viewership to understand. I mean, listen, saying Wayne Huizenga in this town was huge.
Yeah.
He was Midas.
It was Midas. There you go. I mean, at the end of the day, not everybody, the younger generations like, who's a Wayne Huizenga? To your point,
I remember
all those
him
sports clubs
in like a bad light, like not leading the
Really?
team. Yeah, like selling the team, or the whole situation that happened with when the Marlins Park was built out and all that stuff too.
Well,
Did he already sell the team at the time? No.
So he sold. The greatest gripe he got was for selling the World Series contender.
Yes.
So we
Fire
won the
sale.
World Series the first time in 1997 in 5 years, the first 5 years of the team's history, and as you know, the second time was 5 years after that.
Yeah.
So we made history. He had announced the sale of the team before the team even qualified for a wild card spot. That year was the first year of wild card status. So we were a 500 average team, not the biggest payroll either.
Yeah.
So we qualify, we go to the playoffs, and we win, and the rest is history. He just never changed his mind about selling the team. But
That
he
was
had,
93.
That was 97.
97.
The team started in 93.
Got you.
So it was 90. It was after the 97 World Series.
The Marlins started in 93?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that. I thought they were early. I thought they were prior to the Heat.
No.
Wow, that's a good.
His brother-in-law tried to buy the Heat, Whit Hudson, and all hell broke loose. And that's when they accused him of antitrust because they said it's really Wayne's money. It's not his brother-in-law. Well, it was totally his brother-in-law. But his brother-in-law is his brother-in-law, so nobody liked that. And it was the best thing that ever happened to the Miami Heat, in my opinion, because it's when Mickey Arison bought all his minority partners. He had like 20 of them. He bought them all. He became the sole owner of the Miami Heat. And the history of the Miami Heat changed forever after that because it's been a phenomenal team, a winner, and everything else that the Heat's been.
Yeah, they started in 88.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
But Huizenga also owned the Dolphins for a while, no?
So he bought the Dolphins from the Robbie family. He, in essence, saved the Dolphins because they regrettably had a huge tax bill that happened when Mr. Robbie passed away. And then while they hadn't fully – he bought a piece of the team, and while they hadn't fully reorganized yet, the widow passes away. So then he bought the rest of the team to bail him out because the estate wasn't completely arranged and they had huge tax issues. So the rest is history. That's how he buys the entire team.
And a quick question: what do you think about the Dolphins right now?
Well, I think
I think that sums it up.
First of all, I think Steve Ross has been a phenomenal owner. Yeah. Maybe you might think I'm just owner subjective.
No,
because I happen to work for one.
Intel,
But I think that you have never seen an owner as generous as this. I mean, I thought Wayne Huizenga was a great owner. He was generous as hell. Put his money where his mouth is.
Yes.
Steve Ross has done that to the 100th power. You go into that stadium. I used to be able to walk that stadium with my eyes closed. If I walk with my eyes closed, I'm going to get huge bumps on my head because I'm going to be hitting all sorts of new rooms and new walls and new things because the place is a 50-plus-year-old building that looks like a brand-new contemporary stadium. Not to mention the Formula One, not to mention the tennis facility, not to mention everything else that he's built around that, which is incredible.
A visionary.
So it's incredible. He's never going to see the return on that investment. His family obviously, hopefully will, but he himself, of course, he's not making these investments for that. He's making it for the legacy. But it's a shame that it hasn't transferred on the field.
Yeah,
I think the beginning of what is required is happening because getting rid of the general manager, which most would say is long overdue, was long overdue. And I would think
who's next?
The head coach is probably next. But the only thing that might save him is having a winning season from this point forward. Is that possible? Is that enough? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Are we really gonna get into this?
I think
I'm not the biggest football person.
No,
I am. I can get into this thing right now. But and two or what?
It's about marketing 101.
And two or what? And two or what?
They're stuck with him for another 2 years. He got a $300 million contract. He got a big contract. No, he's not. They're not able to unload that. And I think it was good for him to keep McDaniels at least throughout the season because if you get an interim coach right now, and let's say he does rip off 6 wins, now you have a situation like, do I keep this guy or do I don't? Or do I actually do a full, thorough interview process? Supposedly Lane Kiffin might be interested in coming over here.
Listen, Lane Kiffin, I think, has completely reinvented his background, himself, his whatever issues he had. Most people don't even remember anymore.
Yeah.
And they began to get cleansed when he went to FAU. As you know, which started, I don't know how many years ago now, but maybe it's been 10 years and a couple teams since. That would be a great hire. I mean, I
he's
think
like a
the
player's
fans,
coach. He's a more aggressive
I think the
guy.
fans would love it.
But he still has to be stuck with Tua.
Most likely, they're probably gonna draft
A lot of money.
somebody soon.
That's a lot of money to
lot of money.
unload. But
And you already see it. They let go of Jalen Phillips now. They're already trying to trade off pieces for picks. Next
it's a
year.
lot of money, but it's a lot of money. But he's got a lot of money. So
got a lot of money.
and he wants to win. And he doesn't have unlimited. He doesn't have unlimited time.
I felt that since he was like a New York guy, I'm like, this guy came in here to sabotage us so the Jets can but
Come
the
on.
Jets still suck anyways, man. They get like a leg over us. Anyways,
It's a Shula curse.
it's a Shula curse.
It's
yeah.
a Shula curse. That's,
Yeah.
that's
I
a
mean,
good one.
I'm 37. I don't think I've ever seen a Dolphin winning like a playoff game.
There's a lot of you.
Like
There's a lot of you.
We
Some of-
did. I did. I was
I
fortunate
didn't get
enough to see some.
I haven't seen that.
I was 7.
I think I even see. Well,
I was 7
when what?
when that 72 season.
Oh, that's right. No, but don't kill me because we're more or less there.
He's not going to say how old he was.
Yeah.
No, listen. I look great.
That was 72. When you were born?
He was 25.
Yeah.
I keep on saying that. I remember the Dolphins going to the playoffs. I even remember them going to the Super
I'm talking
Bowl.
about the perfect season.
Yeah, I know the perfect season. Yeah, no, I was.
That was 72. You weren't born yet.
No. But I think I was 7.
No way.
Same age.
Wow. I was
Guess that number, and you win a toaster oven.
60, right?
That's a good one. He knows about it.
That's a good one. Oh yeah, you can come and sell with us.
Yeah. He's
I'm
a
ready.
good salesman.
I'm ready.
Well, so now that we covered a little bit of the football,
Of the
situation
sports
here, of the
side.
sports, which by the way, we can see sports in great places on Coral Gables.
Yeah.
There's some great restaurants. Shout out to John Martin's and Amy and everybody over there.
Yep.
Great place to watch games.
Yep.
Very good. Tell me a little bit why say I want to go for president now of Coral Gables Chamber of Commerce? What is it about Coral Gables that you said I want to take on this new endeavor?
And if I can add to that, how was the process of them selecting you? I'm kind of curious on how they went about that.
Extensive, lengthy.
Why were you interested in the job?
No,
onerous.
I'm just curious to see how they came up with that. How?
So I'll put it to you this way. This is not a complaint to all my bosses on the board. This is just an observation. My 2 presidential appointments were much more seamless
no way.
than the extended period of time
That says a lot.
that
Good.
this
Coral
process
Gables.
Yeah.
that this process took. And in retrospect, I consider it a very positive for me, because coming from a political background, half of me is a political governmental background. I would not want to think that somebody would think that I got this job because of politics, because he's a friend with the mayor, he's a friend with this, he's a friend with that. No, listen, all that is true. We happen to be friends with a lot of electeds.
But I think it's an important thing
but
for
they
In
did
that
their-
position, you have to be friends with everybody.
They did their job, and first of all, they were supposed to do a local search because they told me, and I asked that question at the beginning: does this job does it have anybody's name on it, and are you going to do a national search or a local search? They said, no, we believe we have enough talent locally to find the person, and it's got nobody's name on it. Nobody that's on the staff is applying, nor is anybody on the staff, in our opinion, qualified to be it. And it's clear to me that they did a national search, not a local search. Which again, maybe I wasn't happy about the process because I had been told otherwise. But at the end of the day, I welcome it. First of all, it's not for me to decide. I'm the interested party that's applying, so they do whatever they think they need to do. And I think it was totally, of course, I'm pleased with the outcome, but I think it's totally good for the process to have been thorough and completely transparent to the point where what they said what they were going to do, with the exception of maybe going longer, but that happens sometimes in these processes. So I got to tell you, Manny, before Mark passed, I would be lying to you if I would tell you that I always dreamt about being president of the chamber. None of the above. This all happens because I'm sitting down with Mayor Lago one day, and he says to me, I really think you ought to consider this job. This would be great for you. You'd be great for the job. And I listened to him. Took about 4 days, and I called him back and said, I'm going to do this. He says, well, let's go. I'll introduce you to the current chair, and the rest is history. I worked it like I've never worked another job in my life, okay? The great majority of my jobs, which has happened to probably everybody around this table and to many professionals, you focus on doing a darn good job in the one you're doing, and the next one usually opens up.
Yeah.
At least that's what I
Yeah,
recommend
that's how it works.
to everybody and to
One
young
calls for the
professionals.
other.
And I tell that to my kids all the time. Focus not on the next, but on the current. And this time around, because of the reality of the issue, which was a search, it was a public job, I worked really, really hard. There were 63 letters of recommendation, and I can continue to bore you with all those details because I took nothing for granted. I left no stone unturned. And honestly, the longer they took, the more letters of recommendation I compiled.
Correct.
So if you look at my entire resume in detail, which we're not going to do for everybody's benefit, you really see almost line by line a list of the job description requirements that the chamber put out for this job. It just happens to be that all those jobs combined had a significant number of advocacy work, communications work, sales work, marketing work, business development work,
Right.
and all the skill sets that they believe were required to be able to do this job and hit the ground running on day one.
Correct.
The only thing I did not have is I had never run a chamber before. I was not president or CEO of a chamber before. I don't know that was that important because I don't think that what they needed here was to have another career chamber president succeed, one that was here for 19 years.
Right.
No offense to Mark, but Mark was there 19 years. Yeah, it's better to bring somebody that's got no baggage, good or bad, with what a chamber is all about. Nonetheless, this chamber, somebody that comes in with fresh ideas, with a commitment to look, inwardly, introspectively, and try to take it to the next level.
100%.
Because even great things can be made greater, and that's the goal here.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
listen.
yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, when give a little brief synopsis to everybody, because a lot of people out there say, okay, what is it you do? Okay, you're president of the chamber. What does the chamber do? Like, I know what the chambers do. I know what their work is, but our viewers out there, what is the main purpose of each chamber? There's a Coral Gables, but there's chambers everywhere. Right. What is that main purpose of the chamber?
So the reason for existing of a chamber in a respective demographic area, in this case it's Coral Gables, is a number, not every single one, because it's a voluntary thing. It's not unlike some Latin American countries that require businesses, actually most Latin American countries, now that I think of it, by law require the businesses to be members of the Chamber of Commerce.
No way.
Which is really an interesting model. It'd be great to be able to do that in Coral Gables.
Anything that's mandatory is awesome.
To
be on the other side,
A little more government than I prefer, but it certainly has its benefits. So unlike Latin America, here it's a voluntary thing. So business comes together, pays a monthly membership, depending on what level, whether you want to be a regular corporate member or you want to be a member of the Board of Trustees. Obviously, the Board of Trustees is a greater number. Then we have the greatest level, which is what we call the George E. Merrick level, which is our greatest investors. GEM members. Those currently make a $5,000 a year commitment. A lot of significant Fortune 500 kind of companies and some local big civic players like Alan Morris and a couple others are part of that group. So you can also join the chamber as a member individually if you wish. So all these folks come together and form the about 1,600 members that are the membership of the chamber. And the chamber collectively represents the interests of those businesses. So the majority of those businesses are small business. So the majority of our membership are small business. So retailers, restaurants, not FIFA, not Apple, not Jeff Bezos, even though there are they are members as well. But the majority are small business. The minority are the bigger interests. We represent both, which is an interesting juggling act because I can never forget our bread and butter, which is a small business.
100%.
So every retailer on Miracle Mile, every retailer, or those that wish to be members, on Ponce, every retailer on Giralda, that's where a bulk of it is, and the rest of the corridors, obviously over at the Plaza, which is a new corridor of importance for the city. Yeah. Especially as those two condos, the Golina and the Morris condo, come up, and the rehab of that park,
the Ponce Park, right?
I
Park,
can't wait for that to happen.
Which is going to be huge with a band show, I think. What I hear, it's going to be like our own mini Central Park.
Yeah, I love that.
So it's pretty neat in the middle of the city. So we represent the interests collectively. So what does the interest mean? So, the other day in my first, I think by my third week, I was presenting at the City Commission on an initiative that Vice Mayor Anderson presented, which was to allow, or actually not allow, to challenge the city manager to come up with a game plan for the holidays for the retailers on Miracle Mile to be able to use the footprint in front of their respective stores, kind of like a pop-up.
Okay.
For their respective stores.
I saw that. I was going to ask you about that.
Which is a great idea, and obviously gives them more square footage, gives them more visibility in an area that if you go up and down Miracle Mile today, there's a lot more vacancies than we would like to have. There's political reasons for that happening too, not just that there's a need to fill those vacancies, but as they say, it is what it is. But
what would be the political reasons you say behind that?
It's just ironic that one landowner is the one that's not renting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's the folks from.
But it was too expensive, or
well,
they're just not wanting to rent out.
If you ask folks on Miracle Mile, not my opinion. They say that the rates of this one company are a lot higher than the going rate. And some argue that he's doing that because he can afford it and he happens to be in a fight with the mayor of the city.
He wants to give the city like a black eye.
So I'm giving you why it was political.
Yeah,
this gentleman has a reputation for being incredibly controversial.
But you know what? That makes sense because I wonder all the time, like, why is this not rented? Like, this is Miracle Mile, Well,
but I'll tell you that. I like that, and I know what you're saying and what he's saying. I love the fact of what you guys are fighting for, at least for the people that are there, to do those pop-up in front of the store. I think that's wonderful because, it gives a little bit more visibility to people. But I've always wanted to see if I can see Miracle Mile. I just wanted to AC that whole area.
I would love to.
I know that sounds crazy, but all that sidewalk, I would just like to do a beautiful dome in glass, like a nice little,
put bricks in the middle,
and just all AC, like a little indoor-outdoor mall.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That you
Walking
can
only.
just walk in with the sliding door, boom. Because sometimes you can't really walk Miracle Mile if it's raining or if it's very sunny. Just that area. But I love it. I think Miracle Mile is iconic. I mean, it could be the really. Should be the Rodeo Drive of what Beverly Hills.
No, I think it should be. What's that street? I always forget the name of it. In Barcelona, that street everybody goes down.
And where?
Las Ramblas. That would be nice to make it like a Ramblas, like what you guys did in Giralda Ave, where you just put bricks in the middle and walk our way through. The city wouldn't probably do that, though, no?
Well, I mean,
it's a big corridor.
Yeah, these are things that we're just proposing here today in Miami. It's not like we're talking to the president and CEO of the chamber. We're just giving them our opinion.
That would generate a lot of foot traffic.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, again,
historically, the Miracle Mile has had a difficult past, right? So it took years to do the rehab on the sidewalk.
On the sidewalk,
many years. It finally happened. Some would argue that it's not what it needed because now women can't walk on those bricks because their heels get stuck on the bricks.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, listen, you're never going to please everybody.
Ever.
It's the reality of government and public service, and it's a reality of life, right?
Yeah.
But
you got to have some work for the places that have to change the little tops of the shoes.
The shoe repair guy. The shoe repair guys.
Come on, we got to help out our people.
Especially the small businessmen.
Small business, that's important. Let the shoes get messed up a little bit, but in all fairness here, I think that Miracle Mile really. I mean, again, I feel it's iconic, and I think that it's just such a beautiful thing just to park and walk down. And
one of the nicest
you want to have lunch here, you want to have lunch there. But at the end of the day, like you say, it sucks that there's people that are doing that. I really don't know who this person is, nor I don't want to know. But at the same time, I mean, if that person is really doing that to not make Miracle Mile succeed, I mean, it's
not going to work.
Just
I mean,
so stupid
it's just dumb.
Their part
but
anyway.
Sorry to cut you off. You talked about Ron Anderson. You were talking to the committee, so we cut you off there.
No, I was just going to say that was an example of an initiative that the chamber formally supported the vice mayor's initiative, and it was unanimously passed, which is a great thing by the entire commission. And that's among the things that the chamber does, advocates for issues that are to the benefit of the business.
So when's that start date? When is that just for the holidays?
It's starting, I don't know the exact start date.
I
think the resolution the language that the resolution had was in time for the holidays, which would be Thanksgiving.
Friday. What is it? Black Friday, no, or whatever. That they do Friday.
I believe it right before Thanksgiving.
That's good to know because again, that gives a whole big boost to all those people there in Miracle Mile.
Yeah.
Which sometimes you're walking down Miracle Mile, and you're like, are people going in here?
I think that Miracle Mile has a lot of nice windows, so you kind of already see the businesses.
Yeah.
But what are they gonna do? Just gonna bring the businesses to the sidewalk? Because they already have chairs and everything there. So I'm.
Well, not all of them have chairs.
Not all. Of them.
And keep in mind that the restaurants have chairs. The retailers don't have anything.
Got you.
So the idea is to be able to bring more attention to their businesses.
Got you.
For the pedestrians and for the cars as well. I assume that's part of the initiative. It's just. And then I think there's a portion of it that talked about if the retailer doesn't want to do that, there's an opportunity for them to bring a different merchant that relates to their business or something. So it's really about expanding the footprint of the operation. So it's kind of like a pop-up kind of initiative that's organized,
right?
And that the city's regulating to make sure it looks good. It's not a disorderly process.
Go ahead.
The chamber does like local events as well too. I know that they do the Burger Fest.
Burgerlicious
Festival.
So the chamber, give you an idea, which is incredibly large number of events. The chamber does on average 15 events a month.
Wow,
that's a lot more than the great majority of chambers anywhere.
Yeah, combined probably too.
Okay. So 15 a month is one every other day, right? Yep. 30 days in a month. So part of what I'm doing in these first 100 days, which I've called my listening tour, not my original term. I don't know who came up with that, but it's been used a lot. Is to spend these first 100 days, 3 months. Well, I'm not spending all of my time doing this, but it's an important part of it. Speaking inwardly, right? Speaking to my board, to my volunteers, to my donors, to my sponsors, to my stakeholders, and trying to get an understanding of their thoughts or ideas, their views on the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to know everything I can possibly learn, since I had not been a historical part of the chamber in these first 3 months, so that I can then collectively come up with a game plan on where we're going for 26 and 27. Because the chamber did a 5-year plan in 23 that got unfortunately interrupted by Mark's passing, and my goal is to hit the ground running as I have, but really set up a vision for 2 years on how we modify that 5-year plan, the last 2 years of it, with my edits and my involvement.
Right.
And so at the beginning of the year, I'm bringing these thoughts, these views to the board, and I can assure you that I'm not here to be a caretaker. When I applied for this job, I don't know how many times I must have said this, but I assured them that if they wanted me, you're going to get a change agent, not a caretaker. And it's because I could be doing other.
That's wonderful.
Like that. That should be your Instagram name, the change agent.
I could be doing other things. I had a great business in my business development, government relations business, and I'm doing this because I knew I would love it as much as I'm loving it, because I've definitely got a masochistic tendency that I can never get rid of for public service.
Right.
This is not public service. It's not government, but obviously it's public service in that it's a greater good. And it's serving in some capacity, and the idea is to be able to dedicate your time and your skill sets, hopefully, to help the chamber get to the next level. So that's what I'm most focused on, and we'll be doing different things, and we'll be doing big things. And I think taking Miracle Mile to the next level is an important part of that. Back, Manny, to what you said, because they've always had a little bit of a rocky history, and it's never gotten to where it could be.
Yeah.
And we got to figure out what that is.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, what are like the top 3 things that you hear people telling you of what could be better? How can they improve the chamber? What are you hearing a lot about? Because I have my own personal, opinions. But I wanted to see what the people are saying.
It's a great question. So if I were to place these 3 in a generalized fashion, for the last 5 weeks, soon to be 6, I would say to you that, first of all, they believe that while being the chamber that has the most events is a good thing, that these events have got to be analyzed, and I want to analyze them for fiscal
Responsibility.
Yeah, for fiscal
Efficiency.
Yeah, just they got to be profitable.
Yeah, of course.
What I'm trying to say.
100%.
And sometimes you do events when you're a chamber
We're
of
not
commerce.
profitable. It's not good.
Right. Sometimes you might do them because they serve a community purpose, and they don't have to be profitable. Maybe they break even. But I'm not going to do any event. I can assure you that's not, at the very least, breaking even if it has a social reason for existing, or a community reason for existing, or a political reason for existing. It's got to be a great cause. At the same time, anything that's not making money can make money with additional sponsorship. So it's my job to go find that sponsor. There's usually a sponsor for just about everything.
Yep.
I know it's not unlimited, and we can't go back to the well to the same people, because that's what happens a lot with chambers.
Right.
You gotta really mix it up. You really gotta bring in new people.
Can't keep on topping the same people.
Right.
I think that is one component, and the second one is make sure that the events are, if you are going to be going back to the same people, like what you do with the Mayor's Ball, make sure they're memorable. That people come, like, they want to come back. So they say, okay, that was really good last time. I saw value in it. I want to go back to that too.
Listen, that's also a great point. I think that it's important to bring up the following. Mark was in this role for 19 years, and Mark did a phenomenal job. Thank you. Phenomenal job of making this chamber incredibly relevant, of making this chamber enjoy phenomenal goodwill, and have an excellent reputation. No doubt of that. But when somebody is in the same job for an extended period of time, things could get used to that person. Things could get stale.
Yep.
Again, this is not intended to be a criticism.
No,
It happens to everybody
Yeah.
and to anybody. It's reality. If it would have been me, it would have been happening for sure a lot sooner than 19 years.
Yeah.
Because that's just the way it works. So I have to look at all this as I am, with a constructive, critical eye. With the intention of making it bigger or better, or making it more sustainable, depending on what the issue is. And that's what I'm doing. It's all completely constructive. There's no ill will. I will honor Mark Trowbridge's legacy to the last minute that I'm in this chamber as its president and CEO, because he earned it, he deserved it, and he was a friend of mine. So on top of that, so I have subjectivity for it. And he was a great citizen. He didn't earn his name, Mr. Gables, by being anti-Gables.
No.
Dedicated his entire life to it. But
Would be a little ironic,
right? But I have to do what I got to do, and there's a time and place for different roles in life, and it became my opportunity here to come in and be that change agent, and I'm completely motivated to do it, and I'm committed to it, so we're going to do it.
Well, listen, I always say that, especially, when you're in the Gables or any place, and in the city of Miami, I mean, all these places have it. We've dealt with the place in Coconut Grove. We're dealing with the DDA for the Downtown Development Authority. These are all places that are done to make things better. You know what I'm saying? Which people need to understand. I mean, when you're part of this, if I'm going to be now a new store owner in Coral Gables, of course I'm going to come and seek the advice of the chamber, where for you guys to guide me, if I want to do remodeling, if I want to do something else. I think people need to understand the importance of the chambers, because a lot of people, and we talk about this all the time, people go, oh, but what does that chamber do? If you're not in this world, you really don't understand it.
Yeah.
But you got to really understand that if you are a business owner, wherever you are, in whatever area, city, municipality, they all have their chambers, and it's important to seek their advice, their help for anything that they need. And it's like more or less like, I don't want to say like, but an aid. There's something wrong that you feel that what you guys just did with the whole sidewalk thing. I think that's brilliant. The fact of what can we do to get Miracle Mile a little bit, more enticed during the holidays. Well, if you can get those, their stores to come out and do a little pop-up outside, I mean, it's fantastic. It makes it more of a street-friendly situation. Some people get a little scared not going into stores sometimes, because you're looking and saying, I don't need that. I'm not going to go in that. Now you have the things outside where you can start seeing people and stuff like that. People interact. People got to understand that. I know people that say, why am I going to go into a shoe store? I'm not going to buy a shoe. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go
Or
to
they
the
don't want
store.
to.
I'm not in the business. I don't need to buy a couch. So then, basically, when you have everything outside that you're looking at it, that's why I think like the farmers market and all that is such a great idea.
Yep.
Because it's like you're going to this place and you're actually, wow, that melon, this looks great. The bananas, this, so you're saying, I love it. Other people say, well, you got to get in the car, really, go to Publix or go somewhere.
That's called retail therapy.
Right. But
You just like to go shop around and look at things.
But I think it's great for that.
Yeah, it is. I like
What's
it.
happened, if retailers at the malls have gotten significant competition from obviously everything online.
Yeah, it's heavy.
It's very heavy. Imagine big malls, big department stores have that competition. Imagine a small retailer on Miracle Mile, where most people, I would venture to guess, probably get on the mile to go to a restaurant.
Yep.
And probably don't traditionally go shop unless their favorite store happens to be on the mile. So the idea is to try to get people back into
To be honest
that
with you,
small town reality of having local shopping, and we got to do whatever we can to assist in that regard. Yeah. And back to this point, I really am one of those believers that the only way you can become further relevant as an organization, as a chamber, is if you take positions on issues. If you take
good and bad
risk, which you would say, well, what's the risk? The risk is if I take a position on an issue that I've got my board supporting me and I have consensus within the chamber, which is not always easy to get.
Right.
But it might be divisive politically because maybe there's not unanimous consent on the commission. Whatever the issues might be, sometimes you got to take that risk because the only way you're going to be considered a serious organization and be relevant is if you take risk. If you just go for the sure shots, then you start becoming less relevant because your members say, well, you only take a position if 99.9% of the chamber supports it. How about if 60%? That's a majority.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you a hypothetical,
Gotcha.
but it's reality because it's the way these organizations operate, and a lot of them are very, very cautious, very conservative, and just
try
and
to keep
not
everybody
take,
happy.
don't take political decisions.
That's what I'm saying.
Political positions.
Yes.
So some of the things that you hear that people would like to see change on is then you were mentioning earlier, it was the events.
It's events, and it's not that they are telling me kill this one, keep this one. They're just saying, listen, we really need to really take a close look. Some of those monthly breakfasts, they're all being sponsored by healthcare companies, and to go to breakfast at 7:30 in the morning and listen to one more illness, I've had enough.
You're the man. That's why they got him.
That's something I tell you all the time. I mean, it's like to go and
But that's good.
Come on.
That's good that you're seeing that.
So I'm. It's not hard. It's easy to see because I'm being told this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So
I was about to tell you that.
And you're being told by members.
In this chamber reality, we live and die on membership and on sponsorship.
Yeah.
So the reason why you've seen that historically is because health care companies, as you probably know, because you probably do work for some of them, have a lot of money.
Yeah, they have budgets.
It's not just the HMOs; it's the hospitals, right? So those budgets are big on the marketing side and the promotional side, and they invest in marketing. So the truth, and to be fair to the chamber's historical realities in the last 2 years, is I'm told that 3 years ago it was for 2 solid years almost being sponsored by a healthcare outfit every month. The last 2 years it's been maybe one every other quarter. That's what I'm being told. I got to go look at the facts. But my point is, it's a buzz out there that I got to address, and we also got to make them fun and enjoyable.
Yeah.
And
productive.
And not just a monthly breakfast.
Yeah.
It's all of the events.
I think that, and we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
And not for anything, but this is as we talked about, this is constructive criticism.
Absolutely.
And the fact is that if you're gonna be part of a chamber and you're gonna be paying that money, you want some type of results. You want to go there and say, okay, what happened today? Well, listen, I got 2 meetings from this. Some people are interested in talking to us about this. Some people are talking about that.
Yeah.
But even though, if not, it could be also informative. And when I say informative, is like maybe some of these chambers don't have access some of the members don't have access to new things that are coming out with AI. Some people don't have access to some other stuff. Those are things that the chamber can offer all their members. Listen, we're doing this. We're going to do a course in that.
Workshop on cybersecurity.
Correct.
I would treat you guys
100%
less. Maybe, I mean, obviously you're a chamber. I would treat it more of like it might sound stupid, but the BNI format. I have my own BNI chapter. We started here in STL, and the format that they have, although it is sometimes annoying because it's mandatory. Imagine I've been doing this for 2 years, mandatory every Thursday, but you do pick up on what works and what doesn't work, right? Giving people the opportunity or having experts come in and speak to them is good. But what I've noticed the most, even beyond teaching them, is the social media. Like, since I'm there, I'm putting these guys on social media all the time, putting them on the page, and they absolutely love it. And then I come and teach them on what's going on new, what's going on with AI, because that, at least from the marketing side and the exposure, you're getting there to get exposure. What we're giving you the power of the page and everything that we do at Day in Miami, is we're amplifying your exposure. So then now you have a sponsor that's more willing to go because they're like, hey, not only are there 25 people going to see you, but it's 25 people plus 300,000 online, are going to see you now. And then you have a way of mixing them in. So you have sponsors that are more willing to, okay, let me go there because I know I'm going to see myself that morning online on a post. Okay. Like, it's kind of like feeding into the instant gratification side of them, right? You guys do great events, phenomenal stuff. But I feel like the online side of seeing it, it's kind of like a little bit just like timid, If you were to activate that and really if I was you guys, I would invest into production, like just constant, like filming, posting. You have no shortage of content creation because you have 1,600 members. Imagine interviewing those members, in a capacity, in an interview, in a format, in a schedule, and giving them they're going to be like, wow, they're coming to me this week to give me X, they're going to come and focus on me.
I assure you that among the inward look that I am doing in these first 100 days, there is significant focus on all things marketing, on all things social media, because I think we can dramatically improve in those areas, and we're going to.
You guys have the hardest part done. The foundation, the credibility, the organization, the contacts, everything. You have everything done. I think you just need to amplify it more.
No, and the fact that everybody loves to go to the events.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves to get, because at the end of the day, those events also are good because everybody gets together. Everybody can talk. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I like the happy hours more than the breakfasts. But I was with Jennifer the other day, right? Great person, great ambassador for the team, And then I ended up meeting a colleague of hers as part of the chamber. We were at John Martin's, and I met someone from Emerald Bank. Like, every time we go to one of those meetings, you always come out with a contact or a new person.
Probably met one of our greatest board members, was Yvonne.
Correct. Yeah, and she's like, "Hey, talk to me."
Yvonne with a last name tougher in mine, something like that.
Yes,
better known as Yvonne.
Yeah. Yvonne.
And I was there, and I was like, "Hey, I haven't gone to a Panthers game." She goes, "No way, I'm gonna take you." So it was a good interaction, She was a lot of.
Yvonne's a great person and a great promoter for Amaranth and for the chamber.
Yeah, you guys have heavy hitters too.
Yeah. That's a good point that you bring up. The days of the chamber where CEOs were at the table is a little less visible in today's reality. Not just in Coral Gables, not just in Miami. And it's because the demands on a CEO today are, different than they were back, 30 years ago when I was on the board of the Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce.
I was just going to mention
when I used to be called by many Jorgito, which I hated, and now I would love for somebody to call me Jorgito. Nobody calls me Jorgito now. They probably call me Jorjote or Jorjón or whatever. But my point is that's where my time with Huizenga, and I remember vividly where they had to do like a special dispensation because there was an unwritten rule that only CEOs were at the table.
Wow.
Okay? So that was the days at the table, as you may recall, where Armando Godina, Adolfo Enriquez, Carlos Migoya, Alba Chapman, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody went at the table.
Those are heavy hitters, man.
And then there was Manny and Jorgito. Yeah.
But Manny wasn't at the table. I was sitting behind the table
taking notes.
So anyway,
I was there with my boss.
My point is that I will find a way, a hybrid of sorts that is not about one or the other. It's about both, where we get the Alan Morrises of the world, back involved. And it's not just Alan Morris. Alan is just one of the bigger examples because obviously he's one of the biggest pillars of this community and has been for they're under third generation because his father started it, he inherited, and then his son Spencer is now actually running the company as a president at the same age that Alan took over from his father, which is incredible.
That's
and
great legacy.
They've grown exponentially. But when I met with Mr. Morris, he was one of the ones that said to me, "You have the ability to bring, me and my peers back to the table." So when somebody of that stature challenges you to go do that and tells you,
you got some marching orders to do.
You got some support, and you let me know what I need to do. You gotta obviously react to that.
Yeah, right.
And I was very, very motivated by that and very pleased by that support. But I think there's a way there to accomplish both things. The board is a board, but this will be a board or a council of CEOs of some sort that we got to form to have them involved because they're part of the solution. They're part of the process. If we can find a way to have them at the chamber, it's a win-win-win. Everybody wins from that.
I would say, just to finish off on that component of it, because I know you have your 5-year plan, you're working on a 2-year plan, I would suggest pivoting or seeing how you can add an ancillary component, parallel to what you guys are already doing, that's like media and events based. Treat yourselves as like a media company. I would say kind of like something along those lines. You guys, I feel like you should be doing not the little events, like more events like Burgerlicious. If you can bring, I don't know how difficult that is for you guys, but there can be ways of you guys don't do like an F1 event or anything along those lines. Like there's a lot of opportunity in the city that
I could not agree with you more.
Like there's a lot of opportunities there because you guys have the base, for everything. You have the hardest part. Putting it together is, at least for people like us, is probably a little bit easier. But making it fun,
I could not agree with you more. I think we're celebrating our 100th year.
No. I mean, this
which is no different in the city. It's 100 years. The University of Miami is 100 years.
Yeah.
100 years of the chambers or 100 years of the city?
100 years of the city, the university, and the chamber.
No way! Wow.
So George E. Merrick founded the three things at the same time.
No way! Wow.
So the city, the chamber, and
Father
the
Coral Gables, my man.
Wow.
Yeah.
And well, the high school is 75 years this year. So there's a lot of things that actually have a lot of history. But
this is maybe a stupid question. Is any of his family still here in the Gables?
That's a great question.
No,
I don't believe so, but I don't really know the answer to that.
His house is still here.
Yeah, George Merrick.
Very well,
here at the
very
plaza,
well preserved.
Very well preserved. Office is still there. Yeah. Also, his office is still there, right there across the plaza.
Yeah. What are they going to do there finally? They were trying to turn it into a steakhouse.
We have no idea.
No?
That we can put the new presidency of the chamber to try and see if we can get something done there with the agave folks.
Because that's jumping around back and forth. It would be super nice. I mean, just don't do something like a museum or something and then make it nice.
Well, we have a great museum, Coral Gables. It's a Coral Gables.
Really do.
Spectacular museum. If you've never been to that museum, you should go see that museum.
I've never been to the museum.
Yeah.
These are the things in the places that people don't even know what's in the backyard.
What is inside the museum?
No, but I'm trying to tell you right now. Those are things like, for example,
I've walked by it, but I've never gone in.
Yeah, but there's
a lot of history of the city, but there's also
of other
exhibits.
Yeah,
that are
rotating.
But it focuses mainly on the history of the Gables.
Well, the permanent portion of the exhibit is the history of the Gables.
Correct. But
it's
to
not
George's
limited
point,
to that.
there's a whole bunch of exhibits that pass through the museum. Remember, museums get together and they...
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah, they interconnect.
This week, they're celebrating Celia Cruz's 100th birthday.
Yeah.
And they're going to have a Celia Cruz
exhibition there.
For, I think, a couple months, I think.
Yeah.
You had told me that there was a time that art in the Gables was huge. You guys used to have art walks and things here, no?
Gallery nights.
Gallery nights.
Do you think there's any chance of bringing that back? Or
their gallery nights do still exist.
Yeah,
they just they're
diminished a little bit.
They diminished a little bit, and they're trying to. They're working actually really hard to bring them back.
Yeah, that's a huge night. I mean, regardless, not even for the people that are into art. There's every type of art, but it's just the fact of going through all the
Well, what do they do?
It's my understanding that it diminished. You might know this is accurate. When Wynwood started picking up, and the galleries moved to Wynwood,
right?
And
but
now some of those galleries are actually coming back to the Gables.
Yeah.
Because Wynwood is obviously a different demographic.
It's like Windowwood now, as they call it.
Yeah.
What do they call it?
Windowwood. And they just took all those art galleries out and they just put buildings.
Yeah, Windowwood. That's interesting.
Windowwood.
Okay.
So we'll take him back.
Yeah, it's coming back.
We're ready.
Yeah.
We're
Some
ready.
spots available.
The Plaza's done a great job of installing art into the facility too.
The plazas are public spaces.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, with everything there. Well, George, listen, before you go, if anybody's interested in the Gables area, of course, I mean, where can they? What can they go? They can go to the website. They can go where? I mean, if they're not a member, or is there an upcoming activity that people can go and attend, maybe, and say, I want to reach out and get closer to the chamber?
So first of all, the Gables website, which is also going to get revamped. By the way, before you tell me, you probably took a look at it.
I haven't been on it yet. There's another issue you guys have for whatever reason. Your emails land in my junk, and we haven't been able to fix that. I think it happens to.
Really?
Yeah, the emails.
But that happens a lot.
Yeah, it happens a lot. I mean, it happens to me with other people, but it's just, I see Jenny, you didn't go to the event last week. I'm like, and I see an email, and I go back and it's in my junk.
Correct.
Really weird. I would consider developing a little app just for the chamber.
No, that's coming.
That's for the chamber.
Yeah.
Be assured that's coming.
Good. Because then they're
chamber
control
app.
everything,
Everything's
Control,
there.
it's easier, monitor it.
Well, right now, if we had that app, we could go ahead and tell people to go and sign up with the chamber for the app.
That would be
assured of that. It's coming. And supposedly they had been working on some aspect of this, but it's we're going to kick it into fifth gear real soon. So there's a lot of initiatives as you can listen. The website is a good option. You can send me an email if you'd like. If you can figure out a way to spell my last name.
No, we'll go ahead. We'll put it down. We'll put it there in the box.
Send him a
It's
DM.
simple. It's J Arrizurieta, very simple, at coralgableszamber.org. Or you can call us at the chamber. But
They should have just put JA at Coral Gables, but that's fine. Never mind.
But if it's not,
I won't say if I want.
taken.
I won't say if I wanted my last.
Or put J.
Okay, well, we don't know.
I won't say if I wanted my last name there or not. But anyway,
Well, we can abbreviate it.
This question is presented by Toast, your number one POS system in South Florida.
Yes.
You got to give us your top 3 restaurants.
Now, you are the president and CEO of Coral Gables.
Up to you.
Up to you.
Up to you. Wherever you want. It doesn't have to be Coral Gables.
Look, you know what we can do today? We can change this up a little bit. I like to change this up when I'm in. You see, and I don't have to be in the chamber. I'm in the podcast, and I change things up. Pick your 3 in Coral Gables, and then pick 3 out of Coral Gables because you're the president of the chamber of the Coral Gables. So we'll give that to you today. No?
absolutely. I'm not the one.
Go for it.
Making the question. So
Go for it.
3 in Coral Gables.
Your go-tos.
Yeah. Well, if it's go-tos, it's different than top.
I would do a little bit of both.
Because I have a recent preferred one that's not my go-to.
All right.
But I go to it once in a while.
Okay.
Which is Mika.
Okay.
Ooh, Mika coming in number 3.
Okay. All
We're
right.
there on Friday.
First time we hear that one. Okay, go ahead.
What do you like about Mika?
Everything.
Everything.
I mean,
they have a new menu now. Well, we tasted it the other day. It was good.
Yeah, we did.
It was good stuff.
Zuka is up there too.
Okay.
Zuka, and what do you like about Zuka?
I mean, just about everything, but their fishes are phenomenal. Their pastas are spectacular.
Yeah. Who's our people there?
That's our good friend Erasmo, the owner. And now he's going to have Sucali across the street over here. And he just opened up Hereford Grill, the old Hereford Grill, where the Ocean Bank building is.
But they also have like that general manager lady. She's also
she's great, Paola.
Paola's
great.
Paola,
great.
Shout out to Paola. Great people.
Isn't he might move into the Colina building, right?
Correct. That's the plan. That's the plan.
There's a rumor.
No. It's a fact. It's a fact.
So
number 1 in Coral Gables.
Honestly, you might be surprised after what I just finished saying, but I mean, I believe the most consistent.
Yeah, here we go.
I have a feeling.
Consistent restaurant in this town. That for I lost track of how many years. I want to say probably 40 years.
Does it start with an A?
It starts with an A. And I was there on Saturday night. My buddy decided that we wanted to go for his 60th dinner with all his high school buddies. Is Avraci.
And the staple.
And it's beyond consistent, beyond reasonable.
100%
for the quality of the food and the quality of the audience. I think it's starting to get a little tired. and I say that again constructively.
Yeah.
It needs a little bit of a
Well, because
refresh.
remember, it's always been.
But if it doesn't get it, I'm not going to stop going because
It's a survivor.
It reminds
It's a
me
survivor.
of
It's a
what
survivor.
it was when I first started going as a young man.
100%. That's what I always say. I have the memories.
But
I still go a lot, but the memories.
But they did revamp that back room, though. They put like some nice stuff, some blue walls.
But it's not that. It's just that. But listen, to George's
been
point,
around 40 years.
you can never go. It's the place that if my wife and I, where we go, we're with our friends and everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know. If all fails, we're going to Abrache. You know there's not a problem. You walk in, it's like cheers.
You've told me some
know
good
that.
stories about Abrache.
Abrache has history, brother. I can do a podcast just on Abrache.
As they say,
Yes or no?
some would say there's a lot of bones buried in there.
Yeah.
I heard about the back
But
closet.
good ones.
I don't know about the closet, but
Good stories. So, good stories, and God rest his soul.
Manny has like a specific dish that just belongs to him there too.
I have like two of them that they do there. I'm a little spoiled there. You know what I'm saying? But
and his own table.
Listen, I remember, and again, it's not to talk about that, but again, Nino was talk about people in restaurant owners.
what our Jewish friends call a mensch.
Yes,
that was a mensch.
Some people always want to say, "What's a success to a good restaurant?" And I say it has to start here with the chef owner or the chef. When you have the owner that can go table to table and sit down and know you by name, know your kids, know everybody in your family, and just put his hand over you and say, "Hey, how's the missus? How's wife?" Just goes a long way. And the fact with Nino, that Nino had a gift. And I'm not going to get into that because there's many other restaurant people here, shout out, Tom with Daniels and everybody. Those are people that make the restaurant successful. Yeah. When you can, and like Suka, Erasmo, Paola, everybody that can come up to you and they know you and you're like, "Oh, I'm on the walk. What are you talking about? Come over here. Hey, bring Eduardo, bring Lauren. Let's make George. What are you in the mood for? You want a shrimp? You want a fish? Da 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 da." That's what you're looking for. That's what Abrache has.
And there's some people that will go for that more than the food.
100%. Because
comfortable.
Abrache is the place where a lot of people still to this day, all lady groups, men groups of friends would always get together, and they do their lunches like once a month or every 2 months. That's to your point. That's where they get together. Yeah. So those are good three ones. Those are good three. So and they're all in Coral Gables.
They're on Coral Gables,
which is great. Now, the next question. This is brought to you by BrandsMart. If and when you do your Christmas shopping, what are 3 things that you think that you would pick in BrandsMart for the family, for the office? Could be something from here. Could be something that you can imagine that BrandsMart has. BrandsMart has it all.
A Segway, an air fryer oven, and a MetaQuest.
Those 3.
No, seriously.
Have you ever shopped at BrandsMart?
I have. It's funny. Most of the shopping we've done at BrandsMart has been appliances. So
that's what they're heavily known for.
I don't go there to buy a washer and dryer every year.
Right. Well, they're supposed to last.
But it's happened before a few times throughout the years. But actually, I think the last thing we bought was an air fryer oven.
Yeah.
But it wasn't during Christmas. You're asking me specifically about Christmas.
Well,
or like, what's on your Christmas wish list? Like in general, like if you had 3 wishes you could do for Christmas, what would it be? Like, what would you say is on George's Christmas wish list?
I hope my kids are listening.
Okay, let's hear.
And my wife. Well, if I start with my wife, a bag of charcoal.
I don't think they have that there.
They don't have it.
They do. No.
But give us your general 3 wishes. Just it doesn't have to be from Brad. Just general 3 wishes.
I'm just kidding, honey. I hope you're not listening.
What do you mean? I hope she is listening.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, she's gonna say, "What are you guilty of? Why are you so defensive? Why do you want a bag of charcoal?" Anyway, so I'll take the latest iPods.
Okay.
Ooh, AirPods.
Nice.
I'm sorry, AirPods.
AirPods.
What did I call them?
iPods.
Well, it's the same thing. AirPods. It would be something I would say too.
That was from 2009.
Okay.
The stuff boomerangs.
Yes, it does. I'll be ready for it.
Please, it does it now.
Yeah.
Please.
But AirPods, badass. Now, we have heard some things lately about the whole Bluetooth stuff, but I use them all the time. They're phenomenal.
I know. I think people
Why,
are
it's
going
not
back
good for
to.
your health?
I think people are going back to the wire.
Yeah.
It's not good for your health.
That's what they're.
They're saying the brain.
saying.
They're saying the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That explains a lot from a lot of people I deal with that are using these things on a constant.
What else are you looking for?
I had heard that, but I didn't know it was reality. Wow.
Well,
Yeah, because not for nothing. I mean, I'm not saying we're not by any means here doctors, but apparently when
What are
you
you
have this
talking
on, you have Bluetooth that's just kind of like pinging the whole time, and your brain.
Yeah.
Now you're wearing it for an excessive amount of hours. I usually wear it for a phone call or something, but some people wear it for the gym. Some people wear it all day long.
Yeah.
So then I think that's gonna most likely.
especially kids
Yeah.
that don't want to hear their parents.
Yeah. And then you go home and you're gaming, and then you have another headset
That's
on.
it.
When our kids were younger, they were required to wear one.
Yes. I mean, God.
What else do you have? So give me something else on your
So-
Christmas wish list.
So I'll why not? I'll take the new Apple iPhone.
And your Apple
okay.
iPhone's nice.
Yes, the 17.
Very nice. Yes, I'm thinking of getting it.
I think I'm at.
Okay.
I
I don't know. I heard some mixed reviews.
You're saying you're very on the tech side. I wouldn't have expected.
I think I'm
that.
stuck on 15, so
Well,
I'll take the
15.
17.
Yeah, but you already got an air fryer, so you don't need that.
And number one,
And number one, how about a
A new 70-inch television to watch the Dolphins play.
that's too small.
I think they have like a 99.
Is it 90? Okay.
The biggest we have is 80, and that's big enough. 90,
I don't
You
know.
can have a big wall.
Yeah, you gotta.
But it's amazing how those things are
Yeah.
reasonably priced.
Yeah,
in today's world.
incredible.
We saw in there, and they had a Samsung for like $400. And it
First
was
of all,
like
you
70 something inches.
can walk with it on your like you used to walk with
With the boom,
With the boom box.
the boom
You
box.
almost
Panasonic.
walk
I
home.
still have one, by the way.
you can almost,
Yeah?
you
Yeah.
can almost walk
That's-
home
You
with
said
it.
you still have one of those old phones too. You're gonna bring to the office.
Yeah, I have the bricks. Yeah,
Should bring one of those.
I got
You
the
probably
brick.
were one of those guys like me that had the suitcase, right?
You had the
was-
suitcase with the brick. Just the
This
brick
is a-
alone.
This is a bonus question.
That's a bonus.
Can you give us a funny or interesting Manny story?
Oh, God.
Something that
Why is that a bonus story?
I don't know, something that he knows
Why
about you that
you
maybe
wanna-
most people don't know.
No, it's okay. We don't need to get into those things. Why? Don't be putting those in the. Don't be. Putting
you
that-
give us
that
something,
on the podcast?
I can't. I wish I could.
No,
We're good. We're
I
good.
can't because I don't know it, not because I'm
got
not
you.
allowed to.
We're good. We're good.
All right.
We'll recap throughout the year
Yeah.
all the good funny stories in the podcast.
Yes.
George, thank you for
real
coming, my
pleasure.
brother.
It was a fun
Appreciate
one.
it. This
Thank
is
you
good.
for having me.
No.
I hope,
More power to
I
you,
hope I'll get invited again.
Yes, you will.
brother. After the 100 days, you're gonna come back and.